Yo, what's going on, internet? TBH here on behalf of illuminaughty.com, and today we're about to do this Get Out review. I got with me JG and Black. Say what up to the people. And I got a special guest with me today. He is the social media coordinator of Funimation. All your favorite anime are on there. His name is Godswill. He wanted to join the conversation. Say what up to the people, man.
You should be watching. I mean, what's up?
That's great. That's great. All right, man. Let's get into it. Get Out. This is the movie that is the talk of the town right now. I think it's currently sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I kind of want to go around the table. I'm gonna give you, because you're the guest, God. What's kind of like your just general consensus of Get Out? What'd you think?
Oh my goodness, I love this movie. I didn't think I would like this movie. I thought it was gonna be corny in a way. And then I walked out and I couldn't stop talking about it.
For me, I really wasn't like into the movie, but like I respect the movie and I think it's a movie for the culture. So it's like it's out there with like Boondocks and like Atlanta. It's like something for the culture. So y'all gotta go see it. You have to.
Jay?
I like anything that makes white people feel uncomfortable. And last year we got a healthy dose of stuff that made white people feel uncomfortable. They wanted to watch it because they were curious. But then when they saw it, they're like, I don't know if I should be watching this or not. So it continues. And this came out during Black History Month. It's crazy. Just wait on next year. I'll just tell you, Black Panther, I can't wait. I like the movie.
True. So like I kind of went into this like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not a what is the name, like Key and Peele fan. Like I've always thought they were like corny. Like I know a lot of people like them, but I just can never get into their sense of humor. So I kind of went into this like because I just wasn't a fan. But after seeing the movie, it gave me a whole new respect for who's the one that directed? Was it Jordan Peele? Jordan Peele. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, maybe the Comedy Central thing ain't for you, but he definitely has an eye for directing, because not only was the film engaging from a story standpoint, in my opinion, but I thought the cinematography was on point, especially because they said that the movie only cost like $4.5 million to make, compared to they netted like $30 million this weekend. So like the cinematography was on point. It looked nice. The actors were on point. Like it was just an overall great movie. But for those of you unaware that's not familiar with what Get Out is about, kind of give like a brief synopsis. So Get Out is about the tale. Go ahead then. You can take it for.
Get Out is about like a gay kid trying to get out the closet, and they're all like,
"Oh my God, Blake! Disregard this clown." All right, so Get Out is about an interracial couple, a black guy named Chris, and then what was the white girl's name? I don't remember.
Irrelevant. She-Devil.
Judy.
I don't remember her name anymore, actually.
Yeah, I don't remember her name. He's dating a white girl. And
wait. So we let them.
Let me look it up.
You said what, Black?
So we let them know we're gonna spoil this.
I'll put it in the title, and I'll put in explanation. Not explanation. She put parentheses, spoilers, so they know.
Rose. Her name is Rose.
Okay, Rose. That's right. Okay. So
I'm sorry. She's so irrelevant. We forgot her name. Excuse me.
So he's dating a girl named Rose, and they decide. I thought this was weird, because they said they were only dating for 4 months, but for some reason she felt the need to. Well, we know why later. Introduce them to the family. So then Chris and Rose go to Rose's family house. He meets all the family, and it turns out some freaky things is going on. You get the vibe. And later, towards the middle of the movie, you find out that, and they hinted at the beginning, that the mother is hypnotizing people that she brings home that are her boyfriends. And then we also later found out that girlfriends. We also later find out that she was actively seeking, NCAA prospects. So they were looking specifically for strong black men that could do it all, basically. And it was, if I could give him props, because maybe this has been done before. I don't watch a lot of horror movies. It's not really my thing. He somehow managed to blend horror and comedy together, and it works. Would y'all agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. Like because I didn't think that I would laugh at this at all. And there's some scenes I'm just busting out, and then the next moment I'm freaking out. Like, what the hell happened?
I would describe it as like, when you watch a horror movie with your friends, like a bad horror movie with your friends, and y'all are able to like make fun of it and laugh at it in the comfort of your crib. Like that's what it was like watching it with the comic relief of the character Rod. What's his name? Rod.
Rod.
Yeah. Rod. Yeah. He was like the black guy there that was like just telling a bunch of jokes. And what I love about his character was he was able to break the fourth wall perfectly without breaking the fourth wall. And it was just so enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Jay? Did you think it was a good mesh?
Yeah, I actually did. I just want to say that I went at a bad time. So all the black people was there. And when I say
my theater
all
too.
the black people, all the black people was in this, but I totally underestimated like how popular this movie is going to be. So they kind of ruined the experience for me, like talking all throughout the entire movie. But even still, with all of that, I laughed a lot because Rye was absolutely hilarious, like absolutely hilarious. And then there were just certain moments where like Chris was saying stuff under his breath, like that stuff was legit funny. And then you just get to the crazy part. You're like, what the hell is going on? I initially came into this thinking it was going to be like a straight horror film, but at the beginning and when Chris first talked to Rye, I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be kind of lighthearted. So I was like desperately trying to figure out what was going to end up happening. And then once I got towards the middle, that's when everything turned up.
Right. And
I do want to.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Because like I was in the theater, I watched it when I went to San Diego, and so like I had both blacks and or minorities, and then white people, right? And I had this white couple sit in front of me, and the white couple, I think the whole time that they were afraid, even when like everybody else was laughing or like had like the audible emotions, I just saw them shrink into their seats every time that we were laughing, And they were just like, oh, yeah. I was just like, ooh, I feel a little. At first, I didn't want to laugh because I was like, oh, they're gonna feel so bad. But then after a while, I was like, I don't care anymore. We're going.
You can't care because it's one of those things. It's like they came to be entertained, but it's really more of a. I don't even want to call it a black movie. It's more of just a brown people movie. Because if any person of color, a lot of the comedy is situated in what it's like to be the only person of color in a room surrounded by white people. And if you've never had that experience, then you're not going to be able to laugh. You're not going to get why everybody's laughing in the room. So that's probably why they were shrinking. That's probably why we're seeing a lot of people saying, "Oh, this movie is racist, this, and that, and the third." And it's like, nah, this is reality for some
everyone
people.
that's black and brown.
Exactly.
Right.
One thing we talk about is like you never know the feeling of like, or a lot of lighter people never really know the feeling of walking into a room and actually having to represent your entire race.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's kind of like what it is. A small representation of this movie like gives you.
Right.
And even then, I still feel like a lot of stuff probably went over people's head. Like one of my favorite jokes was like the Obama thing, and it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, I would have voted for Obama a third time. Like,
he's cool now. He's coming to the barbecue now.
Basically.
What's the name? But then, like, I kind of went into this movie. I assumed that's what the movie was majority going to be about. Like, just like the awkward exchanges between white people and minorities. But like to my surprise, and this is what like when I thought about it when the movie was over, I was like, I give it an 8. But after I thought about it, I let it jump to a 9 because it had deeper what's the word I'm looking for? Deeper connotations. Going on in the film. Like, I don't know what about y'all, but what I got out of the film is the moral of the story was that white people will go to any extent to have the gifts that black people are born with. Did y'all get that out of the movie?
Yeah,
it really confirmed what we know, what woke people, I should say, quote unquote, know. Like, because we, you pretty much know about the history of how black people came to America and you took away our history and all that. But it's like we know that there are a lot of things that we are superior for, and it's like they knew too, and they wanted a piece of that.
It's like one thing that I got from it is like they show us off, and then it's like, yeah. We like that now. It's ours.
And like they were kind of hinting to it all throughout the movie. Like, old boy, when he was like, "Do you do MMA?" He's like, "Let me put you in a headlock. Let me see how strong. If you train, you'll get really buff." The woman that walked up, she's like, "It's bigger."
Touching his muscles. The dude who said black is in style.
Yeah.
Now,
exactly. Like for me, like I was thinking about the historical aspects of that. Like where it's like that's what they would legit do. To like to sort of. See like who's up for bidding, like who's good, like for the field work or whatever, I guess, and that's what I saw immediately. Although I didn't really think about it as like the white people want what we got in that sense, but of course that makes sense, because that's what they're all talking about.
It's like they were hinting at it all throughout the movie, and then they physically did it at the end of the movie when they were doing, because in the movie, for those of you who haven't seen it, what they would do is they would get the daughter of the family to go find a strong black man. She'd bring him back to the house, or a woman, because there was one woman. And they have a party, and then they trick him. The mom ends up what's the word I'm looking for? Putting them under hypnosis, and then they transferred him down to the basement where they had the dad was a neurosurgeon. They would transfer the brain of the black guy into the body of an the other way around. My bad. They take like a family friend that was an old white person, and they part of their brain into the black guy, and then that white person it was almost like an aura or a spirit transfer, so that white person could continue to live and have the gifts that the black people have. And like even like with like I don't know if you remember the scene when it was late at night and he went out to smoke. The grandpa that was the gardener, he was like testing his speed. Remember when he was running in the yard and shit? So he's like they're just excited to have these gifts, and I thought I did not expect that out of the film, and that's why it jumped to a 9 out of 10 to me. I thought it was amazing.
I have a lot of also undertones that when you actually think about it, it's like, damn, that's real life.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think made this movie much more enjoyable to me, because like the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. Like where it was just like, wow, that's something that's in real life right there. That's something that's in real life right there. And it made me sad too, because it's like, yeah, maybe it's not this crazy of like, if they're gonna take our brains or whatever. There's a lot of parallels with that. Like what they do to us in real life.
Yeah, like dude said he literally wanted his eyes.
Yeah. I wanted the blonde dude. It was crazy because it literally like it went from present time racial undertones, and then it like jumped way back to slavery times. And I was like, whoa, like how did we even get here? Like this is crazy how fast it just literally switched to that. Cause oh my god, that one scene when they were playing bingo, like that was crazy. I was like, I know what they're doing. Don't do it. And then I'm like, yep, this is really happening. Yep.
Wait, was that supposed to be like an auction?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, I was just making sure.
Yeah.
I was with like my Vietnamese friend. We're watching it, and he didn't know what that whole thing was, and I was like, they were bidding, man. That was legit them buying people.
And what's crazy about it is you think these people have so much money to be doing anything they want, but it's like they rather have the gifts of black people or be black, and it's like, yo, really? This is what you do with your money and time?
Mm-hmm. That's
but then when you think about reality, you see all these butt injections, these lip injections, people trying to get darker skin, people, pretend to be NCAACP, but it's like, yo,
Rachel Dolezal.
It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, at first glance, it's like, yo, this doesn't happen. And then you think about it and like you put it into like retrospect, like, yeah, this is happening. So I think it's one of those situations where it's like maybe a certain group of people don't want to actually look and reflect at the movie for what it is. But yeah, that's what really happens. And one thing is, at the end of the day, I'm not going to say this movie is racist, because by no means it's racist. Because even at one point they were like, why is it just black people? He was like, sometimes who really knows? It's whatever. It could have been anyone. But it's not racist.
Sorry, like, yeah,
it's about racial issues, but it's not racist. You got it, though.
Oh, yeah, like, no, because I thought, like, why is it black people? Is because, like, there's just so many things in the system that's allowing, it to be black people, like, whereas, like, for example, like, why didn't you even look for Andre Hayworth, the first dude who got taken away 6 months ago, apparently, right?
Yeah, those little subtle things they put in there, like, they don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just how, like even though TSA guy, Rod, like, put it to the cops in a weird way, of, like, how he got kidnapped. It was like, even, like, you just do it normally. It's like, oh, he's a 26-year-old man, like, who's gone for 2 days. Why are you worried? It's just sort of like, there's so many things. Right? Exactly. There's so many things that are in the system that, like, will allow that to happen easily, and why is it black people? Well, like, it is just the sort of the cultural conditioning for that.
No one cares about black men, honestly.
My thing that confuses me about the movie is because it got such a high score in the reviews, like everybody's giving it 9s and 100s and shit. My thing is like, and not everybody who's seen this movie is black. Clearly, everybody is. For the most part, most people understand what this movie is about and all the undertones that it has. My question is, where do we go from here now? It's like, you're acknowledging it, but are we gonna try to understand each other better, if that makes sense?
I think at the end of the day, at least it's starting a conversation.
Yeah.
So we're getting somewhere. And because the comedy was able to, like hold back some of the punches, I feel like that kind of helps in a way to like ease it on in. But it's like, you gotta do better, white people. You gotta do better.
In a perfect world, you would hope so. But I think it's just gonna make, again, white people just feel uncomfortable, but not really think about like what they might have done in the past or what their ancestors might have done in the past. They're just going to take it as another film, just something for entertainment value. But like, oh yeah, I saw one of the greatest films of 2017, and then go on with their day because they don't deal with any consequences. They don't deal with this stuff, so they're seeing it. They're like, oh well, dang, like that might actually happen. If I have some black friends, maybe they've dealt with this, so they can better relate. But that's it. That's just going to be it. So, like I said, I will hope that it would, but I don't think it is.
There's there's a few things I want to talk about. Like one, I love the intro of the movie where it's my man Lakeith or Andre
Redbone playing.
Yeah, no, not even that. I love that song though, but it's like he's walking and then he's trying to find somewhere, and then he's like, this nigga's following me. Should I do something? He's like, you know what? Ain't gonna be me. And then he turns right around. Yeah. I love that because that's exactly what I would do. But he still gets got at the end of the day.
That was smart. I mean, honestly, like, I would just try to keep playing it cool, and I would have got quicker. But like that whole scene was powerful. I was like, whoa, already. Okay, here we go.
For me, I can relate to that because for me, it was like me and my friends were at a park at like 10 p.m. and then we were hearing a weird sound, and then someone was like, yo, you hear that? We were like, yeah. They were like, all right, let's just leave. And then we were making fun and saying if there was a white person with us, he'd be like, let's go check it out, guys. Let's go with the group.
Oh man, like that matches like with the end of the movie. I had a friend who, a white friend, he was like, how come the movie finished so quickly once they figured out everything, right? And I was like, because black people aren't going to go exploring. We're going to get out. Like, I was so proud.
Great ending.
I was so proud, like, when he was like, we got to go. And, like, I was like, yes, like, don't stick around for this crap. Let's go.
Although, up, like, almost immediately. That was the crazy part. I wasn't expecting that. Once I ended up, putting the pieces together, I was like, yo, like, he's really beasting it up right now. Like, he's legit trying to get out. He was smart as hell.
And I was smart. I was like, I'm so proud of you. Get out. And like, although I was surprised he didn't put 2 and 2 together with the pictures, Like, oh man, those pictures.
Right. When he had all the holes, like,
that was a big twist to me. I was not expecting.
Really?
That. Yeah,
I wasn't. It was pretty predictable for me.
It was predictable. I didn't expect so many victims though.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, because I mean, maybe I just had hope. Maybe because, like, for me, also, like, man, like that. I think one reason I feel like the most sad about this is because, like, well, I contemplate thinking about dating, white girls every now and then, right? But so I was like, yeah, right. And I was like, man, what if this happened to me? So I was like, oh no, maybe she's under hypnosis. I was thinking like maybe she's under hypnosis, maybe she's legit. And I was like, oh, damn, she's a bitch, worse than the rest of them.
Yeah, when you find out that at the end of the day, she's not innocent at all, and she's the wrangler of everything.
When she turned on him, the whole movie theater where I was, they was like, no. Yeah. And then like the whole scene at the end when he finally broke the spell with the cotton balls and shit, and he started killing everybody.
I was so proud of him.
All the black people in the movie theater were cheering, bro, and all the white people were quiet. Boy, that shit turned into a superhero movie. Boy, that shit was great.
Yes.
And then like I felt conflicted too because towards the very end, before the dude with the TSA pulled up, when he shot old girl, and then she pulled up and she's like, "Please, I love you," and stop. And he started choking her. I was like, I should feel bad because you don't want a woman to get choked out, but it's like, yo, fuck this bitch, bro.
Yeah, like she deserved it. She came at you with a hun rifle, bro. Nah, she was about to mess you up. But nah, the very last scene though with Ride.
Yeah,
like
I saw that coming too.
That was a great scene.
I loved it.
I told you, man. I told you they crazy.
His comedy
black person response, yo.
I've seen him before. He's a stand-up comedian, is he?
Yeah, he is.
I gotta check his shit out now because he was hilarious.
Lil Ray.
Yeah, I've seen him on Vlad TV. Okay, I gotta check his stuff out because he was hilarious.
He killed it.
I think he's from Chicago.
Okay, yeah, he seems like he's from Chicago. What's the name? Let me ask y'all about this now because we've been talking about like the racial stuff and like the action. How did y'all feel about the actual horror aspects of the movie? Did you feel like the psychological horror worked? Like you felt frightened at certain points?
Honestly,
no, I wouldn't say that I felt frightened. Like the only part that kind of made me jump was that original scene when he
the deer.
I think no, it wasn't when he came down at night, but when Georgina walked past, and of course, they played the music, the jump scare music. It's the only time when I jumped, just because of the music. But other than that, like I didn't really feel scared at any part, except for when he first went under hypnosis to the sunken place, as you called it. Yeah. I was like, yo, this shit is kind of crazy. Yeah. So once that made sense, but other than that, no, I wasn't legit scared. But at the same time, I do feel like it worked, mixing the psychological with the horror, because it wasn't a straight horror film by any means.
Yeah, I would say like I felt uncomfortable the whole time, like because like definitely I didn't feel afraid, like a jump scare, whatever, but I definitely think the movie did a good job of making me feel uncomfortable the whole time and not really be able to put my finger on what's going on until the end, especially like with the hypnosis. Like I did think some things were sort of predictable. Like I was like, okay, they're talking about hypnosis, like maybe that's gonna be like a legit thing, but I did feel uncomfortable, especially like with the other Black people. It's like, what's going on with them? I want to see. Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
The only thing that creeped me out was Georgina. Whoever played that chick, like she was creepy as fuck to me. Like her smile and her look and stuff. I was just like, oh my god, get her off the screen, bro.
Yeah, she was very creepy. Yeah.
I think the movie more so for me was like a psychological thriller with comedy. And that's the category I'd have to put it in. Like the scariest scene for me was like the deer, but like outside of that, it was like
Well, I still have to call it a horror movie. Like it wasn't like super scary, but it's a horror movie to me because it's like it's like we described earlier. It's all a horror to us when we walk in a room and we're the only person of color. And this shit. When we go to E3 and we're the only Black people in the press room, everybody's staring at us. That shit is horror to us. It's like, what the fuck are you looking at, bro? So it's still a horror to me because I don't like being in a room like.
So it's like a mix of like being scared, nervousness, and just overall anger. Like what is going on? Like what is the big deal? Why are you all staring at me? Why are you treating me like this? Like why can't you treat me like the next person who walks in and you introduce? You know what I mean? Like why do I have to be singled out as the quote unquote special one in this situation just because of the color of my skin?
Yeah. I think that's a good point. Like, whereas, like, that's what all this race stuff is about. I think, like, whereas, like, we just want to be people. Like, don't get wrong, being Black is important to a lot of our cultures, but there's much more to us than being the Black guy, right? And then also, I guess, like, because like that's what I thought of immediately after, where it's just sort of like, yes, being Black is important, but the main thing with this is like, first of all, we just want to be people, equals like you guys, and then look past just us being Black. We have much more to us. Like Chris was a phenomenal photographer, but no one had ever talked about that really.
Except for the blonde dude. It's like it's one of the things. It's like when people say, "Why do you constantly always talk about being Black?" And it's because it's like you constantly remind me. That's why every little thing that you do is like it's like little subtle things like they brought up in the movie that they don't realize they're doing, and it's like it's irritating. It's just like, yo, I'm a person too, fam. It's not that serious.
It's actually literally all the quote unquote little subtle things, which I say are like racism. It's like the subtle racism that is America today. Like
it's subconscious racism.
I would vote for Obama a third time. It's like, bro, I don't care.
What's that to do with anything?
Like if you actually ask my opinion, be like, I don't think Obama did that great of a job, but you just assumed, because he's Black, whatever.
I like it.
What's the name? I was about to say, questions, concerns. Like, did you guys come out of this movie? Next topic. Did you come out of this movie? Did you have any questions about it? Did you have any critiques about it?
I would say my one critique is, like the movie, it was predictable. There was like, I would say like it was bland during the party scene and a little bit afterwards, but I think it was a great movie, I guess. Like it was a great movie. It's definitely for the culture. Everyone should like it. For me, off the back, I'm saying this now. It wasn't for me, but I still respect it. I still enjoyed it. So I would only ask, what else is Jordan Peele gonna do next? Because this was phenomenal.
Right. If I could have a critique, I can see where you're coming from with like the middle being kind of slow, but to me, like I can't be mad at it because at the end it paid off. It's one of those things where like if it was slow and it didn't pay off, then it's like, okay, I see where you're going. So I can't be mad at the middle. One of my questions, I have two questions. Okay, so whatever happened to old boy, the jazz musician that was missing? What happened to him at the end of the movie? Like,
Jazz musician?
yeah, he was a jazz musician. The dude that what's his name? The black dude that said "Get out"
Andre.
when he flashed Andre. Yeah, he was a jazz. Remember when he was binging him? Which sounds weird. Googling him, and he looked him up. He was a missing jazz musician from Brooklyn. It said.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like, isn't that? Yeah. So the other woman just took him away. He's gone, unfortunately. I think, right?
Damn.
Yeah, they got Darius, bro. They got Darius.
Yeah, they got Darius.
Exactly. Like I think everybody who has undergone this is gone forever, and it's just like, or they're dead. You know. Now.
Yeah, that's why the grandpa committed suicide.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I was like, is that okay?
Yeah, once he ended up, coming back to reality, he was like, okay, like I'm already messed up. I'm not going to get out of this, so I need to, end it.
Ugh. Yeah, that made me sad.
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen though, because like obviously I knew that you weren't gonna hit Chris like that, but.
True.
I think, and that kind of leads to my only critique. It was a little bit too predictable, but at the same time, like I said, I can appreciate every single moment of this movie. It was a lot of, and I know Black, you said that there were some cheesy moments, but I was telling you that it may be cheesy for us because like that's what we're used to. I still felt like it was needed in this situation because there are a lot of other people that don't understand that cheesy things like saying "Hey, my man" and trying to dap us up, and then the Obama thing. Like we don't care about this stuff. You don't have to appeal to us or feel like you need to appeal to us. Like just treat us like a regular human being, like I said before.
Did that happen to y'all at Epic?
Yeah, it was this one white girl at Epic. And I went up just to talk to her to like network her. She was one of the people that got flown out, God. And I was like, so what character do you like to play? She's like, I like to play Sparrow and Paragon. And she's like, I'm not gonna lie, when I play Sparrow, she's like, I like to keep it gangster when I play it. And I just remember me and JG looked at each other like, okay, like, I wonder why you said that to us. And I was like, I'm done with you, fam. But yeah, that type of stuff happens to us all the time. You have any critiques on the movie, God?
For me, like I agree with you guys, like everything you guys said. Where I feel like this had to be like sort of basic, predictable sort of storytelling in a sense. But I think it did a great job because it started this conversation and it had a lot of symbolism, like hidden symbolism that we had to talk about it, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I've recommended it to a lot of my friends. To go watch it so I can talk with people about this because this is something that's directly applicable to our lives. And I'm not sure if you guys were able to hear me before, but I was thinking like immediately after I was thinking like it hit a lot of good points where it's like we're people too, like we have interests and ideas and hobbies that are just like normal people. We're not trying. You don't have to hit us up like that. What else? So it's just like we're people. Stop looking at us for like our genetic makeup stuff.
Stop trying to say, "Can I touch your dreads?"
Yeah, it's like we're different, but it's like treat us like people first, and then once you're cool with us and you understand, like the one big thing is like we've been trying to tell people what we've gone through, and people don't want to listen. People are just like, it's not that big of a deal or whatever, right? So
get over it.
Like, it's just like Jesus. Why is this so hard to get? Step one, hey, we're hurting. Life sucks for Black people often. We're told to get over it. Like, oh, all lives matter. It's like,
how am I supposed to get over it when I don't know where I come from? Like to a deeper conversation, we talk about this all the time. I think that has to do with the school system. Like, I feel like a lot of like the public schools don't really break down how terrible slavery was and how it affects us still to today, as far as like housing discrimination and getting loans, and it affects us in every single way. And it's like, if this movie can open up that conversation, then it's a great thing, I think.
Like, I remember recently, this was recent, I got followed in a black hair store, like by Asians. And it's like, bro, like, I'm not going to steal anything. Like, Like I came here for hair products. Let me get this and go. Like
store cater to you, and you're still getting followed around.
Exactly.
Yeah. I wanted to bring that up. Like, I was sad to see the Japanese man in the movie. You know?
Oh yeah. I almost forgot about that.
And I was just like, man, like who can you you know, like, you can't even really trust these other cultures too, you know? It's like,
well, that's real. A lot of not the younger Asian people, but a lot of the older first generation Asians, they can be right. Because I remember I had a Vietnamese friend, and I went over his house to play Xbox when he was in high school. He's like, I'm not gonna lie, he's like, my dad might say some fucked up shit to you, and he's like, and his dad told me, he's like, I'm the first black person I ever let in my house. He's like, because I've always been afraid y'all gonna rob me. So he's like, that's a real thing. I'm just like, and then they say it to your face, and it's like what are you supposed to do? It's like, I'm not that guy, fam. It is what it is.
Remember Tom?
That's the thing. Just like how you just said right there, it is what it is, right?
Right. Yeah. You gotta deal with it.
You know,
we just go on with our lives, and
exactly. And that's how it's been. You know, it's just like, man, like, it sucks that we have to do that. Like Chris, like, he was just like, yeah, go ahead.
There's this scene in the movie, and I love. It's like when the deer scene, they hit the deer, and then the officer's like, "All right, now show me your ID, sir." And it's like, why? He's not driving, and he's like, "Whatever, let me just show you my ID." And it's like, for us, we know it's like whatever. Let's just get it over.
That's happened to me plenty of times.
and then
it's like wildfire, because you'll end up on the ground, or even worse, shot up.
Yeah,
like, we've seen that happen just because of a situation like that. So it's like, yep, I'm going to comply because I already know the deal. Let me just give you my ID.
Yeah. And we just laugh it off. You know, we just like, it is what it is, or it's not that big of a deal, because that's how we have to live today, you know, or just have to live. And, you know, you either laugh and move on, you know, keep doing your thing, or, you know, you fight and possibly get hurt.
And one thing is, I want people to really know the difference. Just because they're talking and they're like addressing racial situations, this is not a racist movie.
Yes.
Like the original Birth of a Nation movie, not the Nat Turner movie. Oh, the original the 1812, where like the origin of where black people eat fried chicken comes from. Like that's racist, where they do blackface and say like all black people are rapists. Like that's racist because it portrays this message that it portrays stereotypes, hatred, etc. Like there is no hatred in this movie. There is no.
It just literally was. They weren't trying to paint all white people as evil. It was literally that family's just crazy. And that's how you got to look at it.
Kind of like how, you know, a lot of TV portrays like Mexicans as gangbangers, and, you know, presidents say all Mexicans are thieves and rapists, or, you know, how like almost every black guy on a TV show is either the really cool black guy that can play basketball and get girls, or is a thug.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But we're people too.
Yep.
We're more than just thugs and basketball players.
Exactly. You know, it's like we're more than just the stereotype. You know, we're people too who may be good at that, but also, you know, at the same time want to watch anime, right? You know, it also, bringing that up, it reminds me of that George Lopez thing that happened. I just recently saw like a video where he made a joke where it's like, there's two things you can't do at a Mexican household. You know, bring a black guy over and park on the lawn or something like that.
Driveway.
Yeah, driveway, exactly. And it was just sort of like, dang.
It's not racist.
Yeah.
It's just how their culture is. And
yeah. I guess it made me think of like, I guess, like, first we gotta like be in ourselves, because like we gotta
be honest.
Yeah. You know, man.
Like now that you brought it up and I think about it, like nobody really did ask this man about his photography. That's kind of bothering me. Like,
exactly.
Only one person, and that's the blind man.
That's the one that wanted him.
And that's it. And once you find that out, it's like, really, that's how you know him? Oh my god.
Yeah, like the whole like that. Also, that's what tripped me up about this. Where it's like, man, he has no real relationships except for his friend Rod, who looked out for him, because you remember he to his girlfriend, he's like, "You're all I have. I have no family. Like no family of my own." And and well, she ended up betraying him the worst. And then so it's just like, dang.
I could argue. I actually could argue they gentrified Andre from Brooklyn. They gentrified Brooklyn in this movie.
This guy. The entire borough, man.
Yep.
What's the name? Is there anything else y'all want to add to the conversation, or do y'all feel like we hit everything on the head?
And the deeper we go, you know. But yeah, no.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, no. Like
We're not trying to make this too black. It just ended up being that way.
It really
we make too many black videos.
It's just a racial movie. So overall, I think we all can agree everybody needs to go see it.
Yeah, it's for the culture.
I'm actually seeing it twice.
I heard one person say that this was a bad movie. Not one.
Yep, me too.
What's the name? Let me ask this because Moonlight just won last night in the Oscars. Y'all think this will be in the Oscar conversation next year?
I'm hoping.
No doubt.
It's gotta be.
I was worried about like the comedy aspect of it, though. You know, like where like I was like, would that disqualify it at all? But you know,
I think that makes it better, though.
I mean, I think so too. But like, I mean, like for Oscars, you know.
No, I don't think it will.
Because they're not so light on the comedy side.
Okay, cool. Because otherwise, I think it was like an amazing movie. And hey, Moonlight won. Anything can happen now.
It's true.
I mean,
true.
we had a precedent.
Yeah.
We voted for him a third time. My bad. All right. Well, that was our thoughts on Get Out. Feel free to let us know in the comment section below. Have you seen the movie? Let us know what you guys thought about it. And if you enjoyed our conversation, our review on Get Out, please remember to hit the like button. It supports the channel. It helps us grow. We gonna holler at y'all later. Everybody have a nice one. Peace.
Where'd you at, Shofu?
This guy.